It's been a hot minute since I made a video. I have no script. I have a rough idea of what I want to say and a kind of cute way, I think, to talk about it. But today, as an homage to one of the many communities I belong to, I'm going to take after someone I like to call a friend. And I'm going to talk about the hats that we wear. It's going to be a long one, so hopefully you stick with me, because I've got a little bit of an announcement at the end. And do apologize for my appearance. A little bit of a, not ragged, I don't want to do myself a disservice like that. I have been rolling with the punches for the last 2 weeks, and that can make you a little tired. So it's very evident on my face at the moment. I'm not really wearing any makeup, so okay. Let's talk about hats. So as a woman, I have been born with that hat, the hat of being a daughter, a sister, and, as I've grown, a wife and mother. So that is definitely a hat that I wear. I don't usually wear hats very well, so whatever. And there's a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of great things about wearing that hat, and a lot that I take into account with wearing that hat. And there's a few people that might know, but some that may not. I will always obviously wear the hat of being a mother, but I have taken the hat off of being a wife as we're going through the process of divorce. And, that causes one to self-reflect a little bit. And I think about the other hats that I wear, and I think about, being a business owner, right? You have to take care of not only profitability, but the people that work for you, and just, the space around you. And, that's something that you kind of have to wear. Sometimes it's a little askance, and understand the responsibility that comes with that, because you're responsible for other people's livelihoods. It's not something you can take lightly, right? And, as I've grown in my own career, I've also had, the weight of being, and I don't say weight like it's a negative thing, I hope that doesn't come across, but maybe just the importance of being a part of the community and respecting what community is about. And especially since I, joined the board for MSB Geek and have become more involved through the North American Executive Council with GTIA, there's been a lot of thinking through that lens and making sure that I, kind of respect that, and what the role of community is, without, showing up to get anything for myself, or, to necessarily seek any kind of retribution or payback or whatever, to just show up and give, because ultimately anything that makes the industry better is a good thing for me as a person who belongs in the ecosystem, but a good thing for other people. And I've always been somebody who wants to kind of put out things in the world. So my community hat is actually super important to me, because as a person, outside of the MSP space, in the world in general, that tries to give back, through the not-for-profit, through things that we do at Christmas time, or just in general, I want to make sure that I'm in everything for the right reasons. And when I thought about the weight of this hat of being a business owner, and what it's like when you run that business with someone that you formerly, shared your life with, it's a little bit difficult, because, ultimately you want to do what's best for the business, but maybe it's no longer you. Maybe being in the day-to-day and all of the complexities that come with that means that it might be time to take a step away. And in this case here, remove the hat. Now, it's kind of weird though, because I kind of want to do this with it, because I still own a portion, half of the MSP, and I still advise the leadership. I'm still on the board, so I'm able to help with the direction, and I'm still involved in certain levels. But I have decided, that I'm going to take off that hat of being the business owner and having that be my focus, so that I can prioritize myself, which I think is sometimes something that people look at as a negative thing. And when I say prioritize myself, I mean, I love this industry. I love the MSP space. I love the people that I've made connections with and the friendships I've made along the way. So how do I get to keep that in the face of what's going on? I'm not certainly going to start another MSP, because doing so would be against the interest of what I already helped build. But I'm so passionate about being able to help other MSPs and be able to have a mission to continue to work in community. And so I think anyone who's known me personally for a little while has probably known that I have been looking for opportunities, and I've come close a few times, but I think it's really difficult when you have awareness about how the community works and have you been your own boss for so long? It's really difficult to imagine working for someone else. Not to say that I can't, but it was something that I had to really contemplate. What was the culture of the place I was looking to go? Do I understand, what it is they do and how they bring value? And do they see value in me? Because I do my best work when I have that. And, after coming close a few times, I'm actually really proud to say that I found a place that I feel like is such an incredible fit. In fact, I knew that it was the place for me to work I kind of knew before that, but specifically when I was meeting with my new boss. And in one of our interviews, we weren't really even interviewing based on a prescription of questions. It was, what would you do in this case? And we were spitballing and going back and forth. And what I really felt in that moment was the level of collaboration that would happen. Should I accept this role? Should they offer me the role? And that's something that was exciting to me, because I want to work in a place where ideas are met with excitement and where they understand, what it is I bring to the table. And I've been working now for 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks almost, for this company. And I'm really happy to say that I can speak from, that little bit of experience, what a refreshing experience it has been in terms of, coming into somewhere and having everybody be excited and being able to see everybody working together in a way where it's evident how much respect the team has for each other and how much they acknowledge the hard work. I had heard about this company having a great company culture, but I think it's easy to hear that definition changes for each person. But I've seen it for myself, and I know that I made the right decision. And so today's video is kind of an acknowledgement and an announcement of that, and to tell y'all, the 5 or 6 people that watch my videos from time to time, that I am proud to join the Avik team, another wonderful animal reference, and be an Avikian. My role will be as an MSP field strategist, so you'll still see me at events. You will probably see me a little bit more driving some of the initiatives in terms of specific educational content that we're looking to make, maybe in a newsletter, but nonetheless, the role is really well suited to me doing something that I do, I think, pretty well, which is to be a translator between what the company needs, but also what MSPs as their client base needs. And as someone who's run an MSP for as long as I have, in conjunction with someone else, but nonetheless, it's something where I feel like I know what people are going through on a different level, and I can't wait to jump in and use the knowledge that I have in that regard to help create great conversations and content pieces, and really just help give back, but with the backing of one of the vendors that really understands the place of community, cute merch, and which anyone who knows me knows I love, and work with just like a fantastic team of people that are all really super engaged and excited. So that's my news. Some of you known that this news was going to come out, but not necessarily where I was going. I, in doing so, will also be stepping down from the board of MSP Geek by the end of this year. My mandate to join the board was really about giving MSP representation, and while I can still do that, I feel like I want to create some space and help them choose somebody else that can really give a voice for that community as well, so that there's that continuity of the thing that's something I'm really passionate about. I look forward to seeing many of you, possibly at an Aavik booth. Do not try and coerce me to give more swag than I'm allowed. But for sure, I'm excited to have further conversations about all the things that I'm passionate about in terms of numbers and whatever the mission really is around education. And it isn't necessarily just educating on Aavik's product, but also, on what it is that MSPs need to understand and be able to compare notes, because I think that's all what we really want to do. We always talk about hallway conversations and how being able to come together really helps us. I just want to help further that, and I'm really glad to have found a place that is on board for that mission, and I can't wait to see how it goes. So thanks for listening to my 11 minutes. This also makes, oh gosh, I'm gonna take this off and it's gonna mess up my hair. This also makes, I just have to tell you, a fantastic little purse if you tie it off at the end, for when you find one at a conference. I just like to put all my little stickers and stuff in it as I walked around. It was actually really cute to have that at ChannelCon recently. So I will see any of you that are coming at MSP Summit. That will be my first event. If you're going to be attending, please let me know. I'd love to see you while you're there. Take care, everybody.